Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of you guys over the weekend hit me up asking my thoughts and opinions on this very topic, and today I'm going to address it and talk about it and hang out with you all. Yes, today we're going to be talking about the potentiality and, dare I say, near reality of a tube shortage here in the very near future. Let's talk about it. So what is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. My name's Ray. I'm a guitar player here on YouTube. If you're brand new to my channel, welcome. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you're catching this live March 11th, 2022, if you're brand new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. And to all you returning viewers, thank you so much for always hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot, okay? So unfortunately, we don't have really the best of news to talk about at this moment in time with this video. In case you guys missed it, this past, I think, Friday, Electro-Harmonix announced that due to everything that's going on overseas, they're no longer producing tubes for the rest of 2022 due to all of the, God, I don't even know what words I could say without getting like flagged, due to the constraints of supply and demand and with things going on in the world. And you know, my thoughts and opinions aren't any different than anybody else's, man. My thoughts and opinions are that this is just a huge bummer, man, an obvious bummer. The whole world hasn't gotten a break in a very long time, and the entertainment industry and guitar industry, music industry has really been struggling for several years now, really hard. And this is just another thing, man. It's just like, now we have to worry about this as guitar players. You know, I've seen a lot of my peers cover this topic already, and everybody keeps saying the same thing. Don't panic buy your tubes. Don't panic sell your tubes. But when you say that, what's everybody going to do all together now? They're going to panic buy and panic sell. They're going to do it, man. So, you know, when you say don't do that, that's what always ends up happening. I mean, just one example with the unfortunate passing of Eddie Van Halen. For some reason, as soon as he passed away, everybody panic sold and panic bought all the old 5150s, and it's still kind of happening to this day. So like now that Electro-Harmonix, for example, is no longer making tubes overseas, everybody's going to freak out, and everybody's just going to start buying and selling and panicking over tubes. And now tubes are going to be extremely expensive and extremely scarce, and it's just what's going to happen. And that worries me, man, because I'm currently surrounded by tube amplifiers. I love tube amplifiers. I got a whole rig that I built that's comprised of 2 tube amplifiers that are going around the country here next week. And I can't wait to show you guys that rig in a video, by the way. But yeah, man, I spent all this time building it and just like having a dream tube rig. I've always played tube amplifiers whenever possible. And now it's like they could be potentially like be more of a niche thing and a premium thing and a, you know, a very smaller scale thing than they already are. And when I say smaller scale, I just mean that like modelers and plugins are slowly infiltrating the market and the guitar realm. But you know, tube amps are still a thing. But now if like you don't have the tubes for them, you know, how can they even really compete, I guess, right? And so now when I heard this news, my immediate thought process and where my mind went as a gigging and touring musician is like, all right, I have to think of a modeling rig ASAP. I have to get one ASAP because you know, I don't think it would be very practical to be taking tube amplifiers out on the road. I think that's really kind of just careless and just, dare I say, a little unnecessary. Unfortunately, you know, I love tube amplifiers. Anytime you see a rig rundown, tube amps and real, you know, the real deal is super rad. But hey, man, you know, got to keep up with the times. I don't know if it's a very good idea to be taking tube amplifiers around the country, right? Just in case something happens, you know, more wear and tear, right? So like maybe they'll stay home and stay kind of safe, because if you don't have the parts for them, it's kind of not really a good idea, right? Now, and in terms of a modeling gig, I'm already thinking like, well, maybe I'll get like a Kemper stage and get some Victory profiles on there. Or, you know, get the new Axe-Fx thing. I don't even know what Axe-Fx has anymore. I have a Head Rush. There's a Helix. I know a lot of people use Helix stuff, etc. So, I don't want to use that per se, but like I said, man, if I'm going to be traveling a lot and playing a lot of shows here in 2022 and going forward, tube amplifiers probably won't be the smartest thing to bring around, you know, around on a tour, at least in my opinion. You know, I already built my rig, and like I want to use at least one US tour this year with a full tube amplifier rig. But going forward, I don't know if that's a good idea. And that's just, you know, where my thoughts at. I'm just being honest. I could be way off on that, and maybe things will change, but I think modelers and, you know, just anything other than tube amplifiers, especially for touring, will not be a very good idea going forward. And it hurts me to say that, man, but I think it's just the most practical thing to do going forward, at least for the foreseeable future. I just think modelers and solid state stuff is the way to go, especially with all this stuff coming out now. And like I said, man, I don't think there's any reason to panic But I think people are just going to panic and panic buy and panic sell and hoard their tubes. And I just think it's just going to be really hard to get them, man. So unfortunately, I just think that's what the near future is going to be for tube amplifiers. And those are pretty much my thoughts, everybody. It's just a huge bummer, man. I just think we have to adapt and overcome this tube shortage, or soon to be tube shortage. And I just think modelers and, you know, things of that nature are just going to be the way to go, especially when you're out playing live, and maybe not to put so much stress and wear and tear on your tube amplifiers. So everybody, that's going to do it for this video. What do you guys think of my thoughts? Leave all your thoughts down below on this. Let's have a nice cordial debate. I don't want to talk anything other than guitar related content with this. So yeah, man, leave your thoughts down below and I'll meet you down below in the comments, okay? So everybody, that's going to do it for this video. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. I'm out of here. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay metal. I'll see you guys next time. Later.